If you work in a big tech, IT infrastructure, or corporate engineering, a massive financial shockwaves just hit your company's balance sheet. The US trade representatives have finalized new Section 301 tariff surcharges, adding up to a 12.5% import penalty across key hardware and technology supply chain. When a corporate hardware costs jump by double digit overnight, chief financial officers, CFOs, they don't just absorb the hit. They cut operating expenses, freeze the headcount, and accelerate the offshore migration here. Following the extensive federal review, the US government implemented new baseline tariff tiers targeting the imports across 60 global economies. While certain jurisdictions were reciprocal labor commitment face a 10% additional duty, major tech manufacturing hubs and standard trading partners are hit with a full 12.5% surcharge. For the tech companies importing networking gears, servers, semiconductor assemblies, and consumer electronics hardware, landed import cost it has spiked overnight. Now, to understand why a trade policy on hardware impacts the software engineers, data architects, and IT leads, you have to follow the corporate income statement here. Well, in enterprise tech, operating expenses, they are primarily split between capital expenditure on infrastructure and payroll. Well, when Section 301 tariff instantly raised the landed cost of servers, in fact storage arrays, by 10 to 12%, hardware margin that drops. Publicly traded tech firms operating under strict quarterly margin guidance from the Wall Street, they cannot simply allow gross margins to compress here. To offset hardware import penalties, corporate finance teams, they enforce immediate operational tightening. This manifests are restricting the corporate IT hardware refresh the cycles, cancelling non-essential cloud infrastructure expansion, and enforcing quiet hiring freezes across high-cost offshore engineering role. And yes, there is another major structural byproduct here: the rapid shift towards India-based GCCs. Now, by shifting the software development, platform management, and cloud architecture tasks to GCCs in India's Bengaluru, Hyderabad, or Pune, US tech giants can offset their US import tariff losses through offshore payroll optimization. Now, from the US, we now move to another financial hub, ladies and gentlemen, that is actively trying to attract wealthy global professionals, including Indians here.